Hey, Father Taylor here. It's a little early on Friday, May 14th, and I'm going to try to give you in a couple of short minutes some wild and crazy news of the whole world just changed as of yesterday. So, what am I talking about? If you haven't heard, the CDC changed the protocols, which is going to have a big effect on all kinds of things for people who are vaccinated. For us, what that means is probably this week we will begin redoing and rethinking all the stuff that we do. That means lay Eucharistic visitors, people coming to do Bible studies at the church, how we meet, and how we do our church services. So for now, today, here's just want to make a couple of points. One is about what's going to happen this weekend, and two, to ask you for a favor. Okay, so here's the first part. This weekend, as you know, we are currently scheduled for two services. We have an outdoor service, which people have really, really loved for two reasons. One, is it very cool to get outside? I'd never thought of this. I mean, why didn't we think about meeting outside before? But outside has become a very beautiful service. And what's super encouraging, in addition to being in God's creation and just the beauty of spring in Connecticut, which is like, that's Christ's tradition right there, is seeing one another and being able to connect to one another. Last weekend, I saw people I haven't seen for almost a year. It was great. And so we have an 8:30 service, and it's helpful if you register because then we know how many supplies to put out, like how many sets of communion and all that kind of stuff. But you don't, if you wake up Sunday morning early and you're ready to go, just come, just come to church. Okay. So 8:30, you can show up even without registering. If you're a coffee drinker, man, it's 8:30. It's beautiful outdoors. Bring a cup of coffee. So that's 8:30. Looks like pretty much as same as last week. We meet. We don't wear masks. We're a little bit spaced still, but it'll look like last week. 9:45. I think next week we're going to have some major changes in our what we've been doing for 9:45 next week. We just got this announcement. Governor Lamont hasn't weighed in. The Farmington Valley people have, health organization has not weighed in. Our bishop hasn't weighed in, and so we've heard this. So we're still going to making adjustments. We can have 30 plus people, because if you're a household of four and you're in your section on a pew, we can probably put more than 30 people in. I would like to see as many people as possible come, not for me, as well, it is for me because I enjoy it too, but people were so blessed to be able to worship together in the church. We did keep our masks on, but as the music came up, people were singing, people were praying. It was like church as you remember it, except better because we've been away so long. It was just kind of like, you know, um, dipping your cup of water down in the well of the oasis and just being refreshed. So this Sunday, we still have that same 9:45 service. It is really, really helpful if you pre-register. But we didn't fill up all of our pre-registrations last week. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to sign up, and if you didn't sign up by Sunday morning and you wake up and you wonder, I wonder if they could get me in. How many, do they have any openings? Here's what I want you to do. Just go ahead and text me. Go ahead and send me a text and say, hey, any openings? And I will do my best. I'm running the service from 8:30 to 9:30, but I will do my best. Hey, look, if you hit me up at 9:30 and you live in our vicinity, you can still get there for 9:45. So hit me up at 9:30 or early, and I want to try to get you in. That's a really great service. Here's the favor I want to ask you is to be patient with us as we figure out how we're going to make this adjustment in the upcoming weeks. We had a plan that we were working on, and that was where things began to open up a little bit later, but suddenly it's upon us. We've been working so hard to try to keep our community together and use our Zoom and Facebook for our worship, and suddenly, like, we have to transition back to, like, what does this mean? And who comes back? I mean, who's ready to come back? So be patient with us because we're going to have to figure a whole bunch of things out as we go. Um, so other ministries are going to be opening up. Lay Eucharistic visitors are going to suddenly be able to do some things. um, Bible studies, meetings at the church, all kinds of stuff. As we're getting ready to open up, it's going to get a lot back to normal. And here's the last part. The caveat is this. As I heard it, the CDC guidelines that we've heard about are for people who have been vaccinated. The question is, what happens if you're not vaccinated? I am not going to be at the door to check your card, we're not going to have like bouncers, like all right, let's show me your papers. We're not going to do that, which means that we have to still care for one another. There are people who are not going to get vaccinated. Maybe it's kids, maybe it's adults, or people for their own reasons aren't going to get vaccinated. And there are people who can't get vaccinated, who have some immune disorders, who are still at risk. We still have to make sure that we are here to care for those who are most at risk. So, that's part of like being Christian. The bottom line is, who's most vulnerable? Who do we need to care for? That's part of who we are. So just remember, the announcement is about people who have been vaccinated, and we still have to care for those who aren't. Well, morning prayer group is coming in to start. So got any questions, go ahead and call me, but please come to the service, and God bless you for this weekend. And maybe things are changing right now. Thanks.